Amari Williams comes off the board at pick 46, and he is heading to the Boston Celtics. Williams had a, dare I say, a breakout. I know he was good before. He was the Conference Defensive Player of the Year in the CAA, which, is nothing to turn your nose at, but there's just levels to this, doing it at a low major versus doing it in the SEC. And I think what he showed this past year at Kentucky in terms of being this playmaking big, this offensive hub who was initiating the actions half the time was something not many knew he had in his game. And when you couple that into his size, his physicality, his shot blocking, I think it's a really good pick. And I think it's a great dart throw this late in the second round. Someone who could be a contributor down the line. What do you make of Amari, his strengths, his weaknesses, and even how he fits in Boston?
Really love his game. Really love his game at the NBA level. I love the fit in Boston too. We just did a video where I said, show me a guy whose role is carved out for him already on draft night in the second round. I don't think you can find one. I still don't think you can. If the name you should come up with isn't Amari Williams, you're lying. This is the only guy that you can convince me for sure has a role in the NBA. And you would have to convince me. Like, I don't think it's there. But they
Mhm.
moved off Porzingis. They're not bringing Horford back. Tatum's injured. What's left on this front court? And you have a big man who can pass, kind of shoot, is a freak
Not
athlete.
pretty, but yeah, he can shoot it a little bit for
He can
sure.
shoot a little bit, and he can pass with the best of them, right?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
Kentucky fans, I'm Card always tells me I have to stop being in Kentucky Twitter Spaces. Never. I'm addicted to the Kentucky Twitter Spaces. That's my thing. I follow a lot of Kentucky accounts. A lot of Kentucky accounts tweeting congratulations to the Boston Celtics for drafting Yegor Dem and Blue Casey, one of my favorite follows on Twitter. That's the account I specifically saw that from, and I saw it from a few others too, but he was the first. Um, I love that. Like, I think it's hilarious. I think it's fun. I think it's witty, but I also think like there's some truth to it. In my opinion, like we've talked a lot about like the passing big man in this draft. I don't
Mhm.
think there's a better passing big, maybe besides Derek Queen, than Amari Williams in this draft. He's a freak athlete. I think he's a great defender too for his size. I do think he could put some weight on, if I'm being completely honest. I think he needs to work on his rebound and work on his motor and just overall levels of engagement.
Mhm.
But I think he's an athlete that can pass, and I think there's a role in the league for guys like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. And just even in talking to some Celtics fans, I think they were just looking for any center in this draft and getting one who has a nice combination of upside and proven production at this spot, I think is great. And looking at some of what his competition will be for minutes, and granted, I'm sure the Celtics will try to make some splashes in free agency, but I don't know if you mentioned this yet, but Luke Kornet's a free agent. You said that Horford's probably not coming back. Neemias Keita is the other big on the roster. Got Xavier Tillman, who's still there, who I don't really think of him as a center. Like, there is a clear path there for a second guy, just like you said. And if their timeline has changed now with the Tatum injury, Amari might be thrust. It might be trial by fire for Amari. But I think when even you look at his career, how it panned out, going from Drexel and succeeding in the SEC so quickly. I mean, he logged a triple double this year. How many players did you see do that, much less up transfers? That just doesn't happen. He's really, really good. And yeah, I think Pope unlocked this part of his game, and I just trust Missoula and co to figure out how to best optimize him as well. Like what sort of freedom to give him, where they want to use him as that playmaker, where they want to use him to initiate. And to me, it's like you factor all that in, it seems like the perfect marriage across the board for a guy who's not a perfect prospect by any means. We're still talking about a mid-second rounder, but you factor in
Mhm.
the organizational stability, the coaching staff who's easy to have faith in, and the lack of bodies in the front court. It's like this is the best case scenario for Amari, and I think it's a really nice pick by the Celtics too.
I think it's a great swing if you're the Celtics. I think it's a great swing. I mean, we discussed Janai Broom going to Philly. I would much rather have Amari Williams than Janai Broom. I think Amari Williams' games translate to the NBA way better than Janai Broom's does.
Hmm.
Honestly, Ace Newell went 23rd, right?
Hmm.
I think Amari Williams' game translates better than Ace Newell's. Adu Thierry to the Lakers. I think Amari Williams' game translates to the Lakers a lot better than what Adu Thiero does too. I could go on for a while on this one. I think there's a lot of teams that pass on Amari Williams that are going to regret it one day, and I think his the way he translates to the NBA is how you want it to be. I mean, Ryan Kalkbrenner, come on, man. Like, give me Amari Williams every day of the week, just based off that translation. So I just feel like this is a great pick for Boston. It's an NBA pick. We talk a lot about like the Ravens in the NFL taking, having the best drafts. We talk a lot about the Miami Heat having the best drafts. What do they do other teams don't? They draft dudes whose games fit their system and fit the NBA. They're
Hmm.
not drafting guys that have to fit into what they do, right? Like Ryan Kalkbrenner has to fit into an NBA system. The system isn't ready for him. Adu Thiero has to fit into the Lakers system. It isn't ready for him. Amari Williams fits into the Boston Celtics system. It is ready
Yeah.
for him. Does that mean it's going to work? I don't know, right? Like that's why we play the games. But the difference between Amari Williams and a lot of these second rounders is the vision is there. And more often than not, when you're picking on draft night, the vision isn't there at all. And you can even go into the lottery. I have no idea what the Jazz are doing. I have no idea what the Nets are doing with some of the picks. I really have no idea what the Raptors did with Colin Murray Boyles. I get what Boston just did, and they picked that. What pick was it? 42, you said?
Believe it was 46.
Excuse me, 46. They made that pick at 46. It doesn't take much to be smart, and the Boston Celtics are very smart.
Couldn't have closed it better myself, Dion. Great pick for the Celtics. Nice little day two for them. I'm a big fan of Pinda as well. So we'll see what happens as they look to retool their roster this summer, where their timeline ends up. Got a good start in the draft, that's for sure.